Hi guys, Belinda here. This is a quick update of the USD JPY setup that we caught on the live yesterday. I did post a poll on my Telegram and my WhatsApp channel, and a lot of you guys were like, "Hey, listen." I had asked the question. I was like, "Hey guys, do you guys want me to make a market breakdown as to how did I initially, catch?" This setup while we were still live, right? So this is what I am initially doing today. If we can just go here to our Telegram, right? Here's the initial poll that I had posted. So yeah, let's jump right into the video, right? So for USDJPY, guys, quite simple, So I went to the daily time frame because obviously we always start on the daily time frame to kind of have an idea of what's initially happening, right? And then of course I realized that we've been in an uptrend for quite some, while now, right? Like this. We've been buying, meaning that impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction, okay. Right. Whereas we had a impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction, correction, impulse correction, impulse. Right. So now initially how I went about USD JPY, to be honest, guys, that's one thing I always look for. As a trader, you look for things like this, right? So daily time frame, this is now where initially price was initially breaking all kinds of highs and respecting all kinds of lows, right? Because of course we are in the initial uptrend where in an uptrend price will automatically, give us something like this, right? Like this, whereas now price will initially do what? Break all kinds of highs like this and respect all kinds of lows like this, right? Meaning that now, initially, um, right, meaning that this was a higher high over here, and then price violated that higher high over here as well, right? And then of course we would initially also have our initial higher lows over here, right? Like this. Whereas, like I said, in an uptrend, price will automatically always respect, our higher lows. And these higher lows of ours are initially our strong lows, meaning that price cannot break these lows whatsoever, right? Meaning that this is a higher low because it's higher than this one, right? And then this is a higher low because it's higher than this particular high over here. And then this higher high over here is higher than this one. That's why we say it's a higher high, right? Whereas now here, this is now our active high over here because now what did price do? Price had already eliminated a certain high over here. After price eliminates a high, price will automatically give you another high. But before price breaks that high, price will first have to retrace back down to give you a higher low for you to enter from and then push price higher, right? So initially, that's how an uptrend works, right? So now, same theory over here, right? And if I zoom in a bit like this for you guys, um, like this, we would notice that price has been breaking all kinds of highs and of course respecting all kinds of lows like this, right? So we had a break of structure over here. So this is how initially I went about USD JPY, right? So we had a break of structure over here like this, and then we had another break of structure over here, right? Which was yesterday. So initially when I saw this, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Now meaning that this is now our new active high, but before price can violate this active high, surely price has to kind of like correct before giving us a initial impulse to the upside, right? And then of course how you would have went about this entry over here was just you taking your foot from this particular higher low to that high over there, like this, right? And you would notice that price had tapped you in over here, right? Like this, your golden zone entry, right? Golden zone entry like this. And then if I can just remove all of these things, right? To kind of like show you guys how I went about everything on the live, because of course we did speak about these things on the live, me and Andrew, you know. And of course, this setup actually played out while Donald Trump was speaking, because yesterday was a hectic day. All of the pairs started just buying. Gold has been selling for so long. Gold started buying out of nowhere. German 30 started buying out of nowhere, but this particular pair that's been buying for so long also just started selling off out of nowhere, right? And then I went to my 4 hour, of course, and then on my 4 hour. Right, if I can just fix this over here like this. Right. So on my 4 hour, this is what I initially saw as well on my 4 hour, right? So this was the daily's break of structure over here, right? And then we had another break of structure over here, right? Exactly what I was talking about as to after price breaks a high, price will automatically give you another high to continue to correct going down before going up, right? But in this case, I also saw something, right? Initially that changed my whole initial bias that I had on USD JPY, right? So then I scaled down to my 2 hour time frame, right? And then in the midst of me scaling to down to my 2 hour time frame, I saw something, right? Whereas initially all of these are your higher lows, higher low, and initially your higher low, right? But in this case over here, price had initially violated this higher low over here like this, right? And for me, that's when like my whole bias kind of changed because like, oh, okay. Because this low over here that you see over here was initially our strong low, meaning that we had to initially bounce off from this low to push all the way up, come back, and then to give us our second entry to enter from to continue now initially going up, right? But in this case, that did not happen. Right. So this is now where initially price had initially violated a strong low. So then I took my fib from this particular high all the way to the strong low. And for me now, obviously the fib had also highlighted an initial zone for me here, right? Which was a supply zone for me over here. Whereas I kind of understood that, okay, price had to come back to this particular zone because we're also sitting in a initial imbalance, right? Per se. We're also sitting here in an imbalance over here, whereas price had to initially come back to this particular supply zone as well, right? And then of course, if we can play price, this is now where this movement and now this is now current price. This initial movement over here was the whole Donald Trump, speaking. And this is how I initially went about, um, you know, USD JPY as to how we initially, caught these sells yesterday. But yeah, guys, that's just about it. If I went too fast, do let me know, and I'll definitely I'll definitely answer everybody. But I also do have an announcement that I would like to make with you guys. I am currently partnered up with a Swift Markets as well. I will be making a video for you guys as to how do you fund, as I will be funding today, right? This is the new broker that I am partnered up with, and then of course the free mentorships already started, we started yesterday. It's been going great. This is the first lesson, the homeworks, the whatnots. So if you'd like to be a part of these, do let me know and I'll definitely send you the link. And if I went too fast with the whole USD JPY, let me know and I'll definitely send this video to you guys. But yeah, guys, yeah, that's all from me to you guys, right? But also don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below as to what video would you guys want me to, of course, do next.